What's going on, my curious and intellectual people? Welcome back to Intrigue and Insights, where deep conversations meet everyday life, looking beyond the obvious to uncovering meaning, challenge assumption, and find wisdom in places most people overlook. Now, here's a recap on episode number 1. Our why will always supersede our what's. And no matter how much discipline we have, it would never be enough for us to have a long-lasting growth journey. But first, we also need a belief-first attitude that emphasizes a primary commitment. Again, I said a primary commitment to achieve our goals. So today, we'll excavate the topic. Motivation is a feeling, but commitment is a decision. Now, to be clear, motivation can go both ways, emotional and psychological. Emotionally, it's a feeling of drive or energy. When we feel good about something, we are urged into action. But on bad days, when we're not feeling it, the motivation leaves. But when our why, factual evidence from consequences of our actions, are the center of our commitments, we can set ourselves up to make a daily decision that will reach our goals. Psychologically, motivation is a conscious choice to pursue. It involves the brain systems such as dopamine, a transmitted chemical in our brain that gives us pleasure. So by taking small steps, we generate more motivation. Motivation has a denotation, but unfortunately, we render it to a feeling most times. In actuality, motivation starts off as a feeling because circumstances makes us feel a certain type of way, which drives us to do something about it. But when it's done consistently, meaning something we committed to, then that motivation becomes psychologically. Because you see, motivation will not show up every day, but commitment will. Commitment is an agreement or a pledge to do something for the future. Our goals benefit us and those that are close to us. So ultimately, these agreements is with ourselves. After experience displeasing consequences or results, we get ill feelings. But the problem comes when those ill feelings leave, so does the motivation. The goal for our goals is to stay committed so that we no longer have to feel those ill feelings permanently. Because the only way they will leave, the ill feelings, is if we do something about it. No one is going to save us. Meaning, if we want something out of life, we are the ones who's going to have to achieve it. Today's culture sell motivation, but growth requires consistency. We watch, share, and thrive off of motivational reels on social media. According to Google on Instagram, 36% users found they prefer to watch inspirational posts. And 57% are saved and bookmarked because they were found of value and inspiring, even though they are not the most viewed. So what does that tell you? We lack the desire to watch it? We feel it's not needed? Nope. It's timing. We resonate with the content and we save it for the right moment in life when we feel motivated, such as a hard time, or when we're ready to apply it. The choices we make today will determine the habits we build tomorrow. And the habits we build tomorrow determines the character of the person that we become. So this is what we're going to do this weekend. We're going to build habits that survive low energy days. I read a book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Very good book, and I highly recommend it. But in it, he has 4 laws to creating a new habit. Law 1, make it obvious. Law 2, make it attractive. Law 3, make it easy. Law 4, make it satisfying. I'll give you a little explanation to each one of the laws. But I highly recommend you to go get that book because it has way more information in that book that we can definitely help us in order to keep these resolutions we start off and never complete as lifelong principles that we can invest in ourselves to become better people. So law number 1, create an environment that tempts your goals. Meaning, like, we have negative temptations when we want to not do something. When we see it, we become tempted. So we know this is a natural desire of us being human. So let's use it and apply it in a positive way. Make an environment that you consistently stay in, one that will tempt your goals. So if it's journaling, always have your journal with you everywhere you go. Or if it's in your notebook, or if it's in your phone, use that. That there is creating an environment that would tempt you to achieve that habit. Like they said, if you go to the gym long enough, you will end up exercising. So rule number 1, make it obvious. Create an environment that would tempt your goal. Number 2, make it attractive. So for instance, if it's a food, give it a healthy, flavorful taste or decoration or plan that will cause you to want to eat it. I can't have dairy, but I like chicken Alfredo. Therefore, I found healthy products in order to use for me to still get the desire that I want. Chicken Alfredo. Tamales. Never knew they had gluten-free masa. Found that. A healthy version that does not give me inflammation that causes bloatedness. And it can give me the desire that I want. So, number 2, make it attractive. Make your goals irresistible. You're gonna want to do it all the time if it's attractive. Number 3, make it easy. This is not to say do not challenge yourself. Challenges is always good, but it will come over time. So, create small steps or movements that will lead up to the big goal. Naturally, belly roll as babies, then we crawl, then we stumble around and fall a few times before we actually start walking. And then once we succeed at that, we can get into the concept of running. It's the same thing with our goals. Belly roll first. If it's the exercise, cool. Start off in your home. Give yourself 10 or 15 minutes, 3 times a week. It will grow from there. Trust me, I've done it. Last but not least, number 4, make it satisfying. Reward yourself for those small wins, whatever your choice is. It might even be rewarding yourself what you're trying to stay away from. No sweets for a month. You do it for a week, have a cupcake. Definitely will give you that gratification and that confidence to say that you did it and you can continue to do it again. And it gives you the pleasure of satisfying of how to push through it. When I was 260 pounds and I came to the realization that this is not who you are, I created a diet. I did not start working out. My diet consists of a calorie deficiency. Check out your nutritionist. They'll give you a better plan when it comes to that. Everybody's body type is not the same, and I do not want anyone to do anything that's unhealthy and counterproductive to yourself. But that's what I did. In the spirit of showing you that we can make these type of goals attractive, obvious, and obtainable, I'm sharing this. But when I started my diet, I went on a calorie deficiency, only ate 1 meal a day, and I got to get a snack every day. Only one. And depending on what the calories were, it had to stay under the amount of calories that I wanted to intake a day. Now, see, I'm a rigorous person, though. So I'm not going to recommend anybody else to do this for them. This is just according to who I am as an individual. But anytime that I lose motivation, I push myself to do it anyway. When I wake up and I'm tired and I'm exhausted, probably see it in my eyes, I say, do it, and I do it. And then the motivation comes in that process. But my question is, what do you do when motivation disappears? Remember, clarity doesn't come from easy answers, but from the courage to ask the hard ones. So stay curious, stay open, and keep looking deeper. Peace.